Breakthrough, breakthrough. HDA, high definition audio, the biggest breakthrough in sound technology since CDs. You are about to witness the power of high definition audio for yourself through a dramatic visual demonstration. But please note, this demonstration uses special waterproof speakers. Do not attempt to duplicate this demonstration in your home. Using waterproof speakers, we will first demonstrate normal stereo sound without being processed through HDA, high definition audio. As you can see, the effect of normal stereo sound is minimal. We will now play the same music, but this time we will process the sound through high definition audio. Please note, there is no increase in volume at this low setting. The difference you see is totally due to the power of HDA, the exciting new breakthrough in sound technology. Now we will demonstrate the same music processed through high definition audio at its highest power setting. Even at maximum power, the increase in volume is less than 6 dB. As we adjust the power setting for HDA processing, you can see for yourself the dramatic effect of high definition audio. HDA, high definition audio. Experience the power of HDA for yourself. You'll never want to listen to music without it again. HDA, high definition audio, the biggest breakthrough in the history of sound technology.
We still have enough of these to show. This is on the verge of being, I guess you'd call it a QVC phenomenon. Hundreds of you have dialed in for this unit so far. It's $89.94. I own one. Most of our engineers here at QVC bought one right along with me. Many of our producers bought one. Can we go? Oh, there we go. It's E7247. HDA, high definition audio. This is just about as an important release to the audio community as compact discs were. That is a bold and sweeping statement to make, but I will back it up in the next hour. This makes such a difference with your sound. I don't care, as long as there's an audio input and output on your stereo system, you can hook this in, and it will create. It sounds like you're in a recording studio. It projects the sound from the speakers. It releases the sound. I think the best analogy is it's like a washing machine for the sound coming to your speakers. It washes the sound and puts out almost acoustically perfect sound. I don't care if you have just a ratty little room that your stereo's in, little, cubicle. It will make a difference. $89.94. You can dial in for it now if you'd like, because I think the phones are going to go bonkers. E7247, $89.94, and Easy Pay, 2 payments of $44.97 if you'd like. That'll be up in the next hour, along with the Lone Star Stereo Karaoke Machine. I decided to have a little fun. You already know how excited I am about this. They call it HDA, high definition audio. Many radio stations, in fact, probably in the next couple of years, most major FM stations in this country are going to be broadcasting in high definition audio. It makes that much difference, and now you can have that kind of a better sound, that much better sound, on any kind of music you listen to. Records, tapes, CDs, doesn't matter. You have a little inexpensive bookshelf system, this will work on it. All you need is an audio input and an audio output. And you have a state-of-the-art, several $1,000 stereo system, this will work. $89.94. E7247. Over 1,000 of these were ordered the day after Thanksgiving in about 5 minutes when we introduced it to the world. It is so simple to operate. You plug this into your stereo, audio in, audio out, and then turn it on. When you turn it on, that little light comes on. And this is great, too, because sometimes you're listening to music, you say, well, I wonder what it sounds like without the HDA. You can push the bypass switch and just bypass. It becomes a passive device. But believe me, I have this in my stereo, and I never bypass it. What does it do? It releases more sound. You know, there's a middleman. in the world of recorded music, think of it this way. When music is recorded, it's recorded on either a disc or tape. They take that tape and then they make the tape that you're going to listen to. They take that master and then they make either a record or nowadays mostly it's a CD or a tape. Well, in those steps, when they have to go generation to generation, there's a lot of music lost. This is a computerized marvel. Plug it into your stereo system and it analyzes, at the speed of light, it analyzes the sound coming into it and it recreates the environment in which that sound was recorded. Which means even if you have a little 8x10 room where you're listening to your stereo, that room is going to sound like an acoustically perfect studio. Not hyperbole, not a sales pitch, not hype at all. That's what this does. I've heard it. Here's an example. One of the speakers in the videotape you're about to see, the speaker on the left, is hooked up to high-definition audio. It's releasing more sound from the speaker. It's not altering the power, but it is allowing more music to come out, more of the sound. It's releasing sound that was trapped, kind of lost in a twilight zone, in a limbo prior to this. And can we run that tape now, please? There. The speaker on the left has high-definition audio. Now, those are waterproof speakers, and this is just for sake of example. Can you see that kicking? Can you see the difference that's making? The one on the right is without high-definition audio. No high-definition audio on that one at all, and you're just getting the regular sound. I want to read something to you that was pretty amazing. I received a letter just the other day from one of our original purchasers of high-definition audio. This is from, and I thank you so much, from Chuck Burnham of Chicago, Illinois. Chuck, thank you for your letter. And I read, it says, about a month ago, I received the high-definition audio device that my wife had ordered for me. It's great. Not only does the music sound better, my collection of railroad sound CDs, audio, and videotapes sound better than ever. There are subtle nuances I didn't know were there, and the stereo separation is much more clearly defined. Just wanted to let you know how much I'm enjoying it, and thanks for offering it on QVC. So that's from Chuck Burnham, an unsolicited letter, came just this past week. So Chuck, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I love mine. Now, there's something else, too. You have a stereo TV? Bingo. Welcome to the world of absolute home entertainment. Yeah, imagine. Now, at this point, 200 of these, hundreds were ordered before we came on the air. That's in this hour alone, 220 and counting on this unit. It's an exclusive with QVC. It is so simple to operate. It plugs into the wall. It's what they call an active electronic device. Should explain that to you, too. There are two types of electronic devices. There's an active device. That's a device that plugs into the wall, that has a current in it, that is making a difference. And there's a passive device, a bit of gear that doesn't have any current passing through it. For example, an electric guitar is a passive electric device. It's a passive electronic device because there's no, in most cases, there's no batteries, or the guitar is plugged into nothing. It's simply magnetically picking up the sound the guitar strings are making. It's passive, no electricity passing through it. This plugs into the wall, it becomes an active electronic device. It processes the sound. Wait until you hear Beatles records. You know that phony stereo they did on the first few releases? This brings that to life. It actually, instead of, you know, on the Beatles records where they send everything to the left channel or everything to the right channel, this will take that and change it and turn it, literally turn it into real stereo, or at least as real as it can possibly be, because it is, and I don't want to bore you with the technology of it at all. It is literally changing the phase of the sound. It is in essence a phase-shifting device, but that starts to get into some pretty heavy technological nuances, and that's not really going to be important on why you want it. You want this because the sound from anything, CDs, records, tapes, the sound from your VCR, can you imagine one of those stereo movies, booming that baby out with high-definition audio? And you know what else you can do, and I've done this, you can record tapes using high-definition audio. You can put the high-definition audio processing on the tape. This is not an encode-decode system at all. Once you record a tape in high-definition audio, you're going to be able to play that tape back on any stereo and get better sound from it. It'll release that kind of sound. $89.94. It's a QVC exclusive. Here's the instruction manual, because a lot of people are looking at this and saying, wait a minute, how do I do this? There are 4 plugs. 2 output and 2 input plugs. That's it, after you plugged it into the wall. Output and input. And the instruction manual gives you the lowdown on how to use it. It's a live device. It is an active device. is installed either between an auxiliary device, which is a CD player, tape deck, stereo receiver, or stereo TV, or in, now this is important, those of you who have a stereo receiver, because this is where I hooked mine. Everything in my house runs through my stereo receiver, which makes for an unusual coffee maker. But no, seriously, everything in my house runs directly through the stereo receiver, the TV, the VCR, and all my stereo equipment. I have a tape monitor output. If you hook this into the tape monitor output, done. Absolutely done. Every sound that goes through your receiver will now be in high-definition audio. That's how I've done it. But it's funny. That's in the living room system. I have a little bookshelf system that happens to have an audio output in my bedroom. I took this in. And, you know, I am seriously considering, it's $90, but I'm seriously considering getting a second one because the music sounds so alive. And those of you who live in apartments, wait till you hear it on lower volume levels. You can have the sound way, way down. You can have the sound very low, very soft, very subtle, and still you hear everything. On Crosby, Stills and Nash's live recording, Four-Way Street, you know that I'm a big fan of Stephen Stills. I think he's an absolute genius, especially on the acoustic guitar. You can hear the pick hit the string before you hear the music. It's that, no, not hype, not at all. You can hear it. You can hear the excitement I have about this. It's a brand new piece of technology. There's no doubt at this point in time it's going to sell out. That, judging by how many have been ordered at this point in time. That is not meant to pressure you, just meant to alert you of the fact that it'll probably take us a month or so to restock this when that happens. It's an American-made device. The company's in Baltimore, and we are pleased to have it on the air. Let me go to the phones. Hi, welcome to QVC. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Steve. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Fine, fine. High-definition audio is fantastic.
All right. What's your name? Where do you live, please?
I'm Bernie Negrin from Bloomfield, New Jersey.
Bernie, welcome. Did I talk to you when we first had this on the air?
No, I tried to get through, but unfortunately I did not get through to you at the time.
Okay.
Well, listen, I've had it for about a month.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a classical music nut, opera and heavy symphonic.
Oh, yeah.
I put this in. I was not a non-believer. I became a believer in about 10 minutes.
Bingo.
Act 3 of Valkyrie, Die Valkyrie by Richard Wagner, has a scene right near the end where Wotan strikes on the rock to call the God of Fire.
Yes.
The God of Fire was in my closet. I'm telling you, I got goosebumps, not the type you rub on your back, but literally goosebumps because I was at a concert hall. In fact, 3 days ago, we were at the Lincoln Center, Avery Fisher Hall.
Oh, yes.
The sound quality was identical.
That is, you know what it's doing, Bernie? It's recreating the environment, that acoustically perfect environment where the music was recorded right there in your home. And that you know, I have to tell the people that made this, that's a great line when you said that it was in your closet. That was great.
It really was. It was very interesting to hear. As I said, I was a non-believer. I've been around classical music and stereo equipment for 30 years. And I said, I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to buy it, put it on. It took 5 minutes to install, incidentally. And I gave it a shot, and I love it. I have it permanently installed. I leave it on all the time. I use my system, and I love it. I would say to anybody who's interested in any type of music, give it a shot. It's worthwhile getting.
Bernie, thank you. As a fellow user, I'm curious, let me ask you a couple of questions. When I have my stereo on just for background music, if I'm writing or doing something in the house, I find that at lower levels, I turn the processing up a little over 3/4 of the way on those lower levels, and the music at those lower levels is alive. But when I go to those like regular listening levels where I want to bow the windows, I turn the processing down to just about half, maybe a hair below the half level.
I would say about half is where I usually run.
Okay.
I've also found in the course of symphonic music that I've found pieces in the background, the counterpoint of the music, sections that I've never heard before coming up. And it really has made a major difference in music.
Oh, boy. Bernie, that is terrific to hear. I am so proud to work for a company that has something like this. I mean, that had the foresight to seek this out, go to the company and say, hey, we'd like to introduce it to the country. We'd like to have an exclusive on it. And it's kind of it's one of those win-win scenarios because the company said, well, they were a little bit leery, too. They said, well, we don't know, because we can't demonstrate it. It's impossible to demonstrate this on television. All I can do is tell people about it and say, well, listen, they said, well, look, take a unit home, plug it in, see what you think. And I did, and I ordered one. It made that kind of an impact.
Yeah, you have to actually put it on your system and listen. As I said, I was a non-believer. I tried it, and I'm a believer. And I'm telling everybody out there, if you want to try something very unique